Hello and welcome to this new video. In the previous video, I showed you how to integrate the reporting and sanctions service for EOS. In this video, we want to explore how to test the anti-cheat software with our game build. This will be a topic outside the scope of the plugin, so you can skip this video and come back later if you don't want to watch it now. Epic provides anti-cheat tools that are integrated with its online services. This is typically used to detect and prevent cheating in multiplayer games. These tools often rely on a combination of client-side and server-side checks, scanning for unusual behavior, unauthorized modifications, and suspicious patterns. Easy Anti-Cheat (EAC) is a well-known and widely used anti-cheat solution developed by Epic Games. It is often bundled with multiplayer games to detect and prevent cheating. To be able to test EAC with our game, we need to package our game in shipping mode because the anti-cheat software must be integrated into the same repository as the game executable. You can follow Epic's documentation to get the step-by-step guide. The first thing to do before proceeding with the game packaging is to replace the auto-login with the login task. As a reminder, the auto-login is only used in dev mode, where we automatically detect the credentials from the command line. Make sure to specify the account portal type for the login credentials type. Since we want to test the game in secure mode, one of the checks to make sure the anti-cheat integration is working is to work with secure sessions. I want to go to the Lobby Sessions widget to specify that we're creating secure lobby sessions. Important note: to test secure sessions on the dedicated server side, the game must be packaged with Unreal Engine from source. We don't want to cover that in this video. Now package the game in shipping mode, then wait for the process to finish. The waiting time depends on your game and the number of assets included in the build. I'll stop the video here and come back once it's finished. Once it's finished, you can go to the specified output repo to test that the game is working before integrating the anti-cheat. It is worth noting that the output repo contains two game executables, one in the root and the other in the game name /binary/win64 folder. We deal with the one in the binaries folder because that is the one that will be uploaded to your store. Alongside that, you need to deliver the anti-cheat. Launch the executable and verify that your game is working correctly, meaning the login process, in other words, the online subsystem. Go to your dev portal, then to the anti-cheat section. There you will find the dashboard that allows you to activate the service for your product, as well as download the configuration for a build to test. We need to configure the service by activating client protection and kicks. You can also enable direct ban if you want the anti-cheat to automatically decide to penalize players in case of an infraction. Here, you have a list of module builds. You need to activate a build for your game. Be careful, a build must be activated after a test that verifies it works well with your game. The active build you see here is due to a test I performed earlier. We'll now see how to test this build in order to activate it. You can go to the documentation to see in detail how to integrate the anti-cheat with your game. In this video, I'm showing you a quick test and I'm not covering all the checks to be done. Don't worry, in this documentation you'll find everything. Just be patient and follow the integration step by step, and finally, complete the checklist provided by Epic. The integration workflow consists of 3 steps: the client module, which we saw in the dashboard, the anti-cheat integrity tool, a tool provided with the SDK, and the anti-cheat bootstrapper, which is also provided with the SDK. This section shows you how to test a selected module in the dashboard in order to activate it. As mentioned, we need to download the config file of the module and place it next to our executable. But before that, we need to activate the service. Choose a module and then click on Download Config File. As stated in the documentation, the file name must match the name of the executable. Copy the file and paste it next to your executable. Rename the file by copying the name of your executable file. If you open the file in Notepad, you'll find that it simply contains a link to the module. Finally, it's a file used to test this module, and it should never be delivered with your executable. We now need to proceed with the configuration of the integrity tool. The anti-cheat integrity tool is typically a part of broader anti-cheat systems used by game developers to ensure the integrity of gameplay and protect against cheating. These tools are designed to detect and prevent cheating or manipulation in online multiplayer games by monitoring the game's environment, verifying files, and detecting suspicious activity. In your downloaded SDK, go to the Tools folder. There, you will find a zipped file representing the anti-cheat tool for Windows. Unzip this file to be able to use the tools provided by Epic for the anti-cheat. In the DevTools, you will find the integrity tool and its configuration file. As stated, move the integrity keys files so that they are in the DevTools folder. These files must be downloaded from your dev portal. We now need to modify the configuration file to include the files, exe, DLL, etc. of our game. The tool verifies the integrity of game files to ensure that they have not been modified, tampered with, or corrupted by external cheating software. To keep it simple, I just want to include the game's executable. You can add any files you want. I didn't put the full path because the anti-cheat will finally be next to this executable. You can also add these DLLs. As stated in the documentation, we need to configure the max active game instances. By default, it is set to -1, which means the player can launch only one instance of the game. We also need to specify a crash reporter name and anti-tamper solution name. We now need to run this command to generate the certificates in the game's repo. Open the DevTools folder in a terminal, then run the command specifying the correct path to the root of your game executable. Obtain your product ID from the Dev portal. You should have an output indicating that the files have been generated. You can verify them in your root game folder. We now need to configure the bootstrapper, which allows us to launch the game with the anti-cheat enabled. It is located in the dist folder. Copy the contents of the Easy Anti-Cheat folder and paste them into the Easy Anti-Cheat folder of your game. Copy the Start Protected Game executable so that it is next to your game executable. Open the settings.json file to configure the bootstrapper. Provide a title, the name of the game executable, and then fill in the artifacts of your product. You can change the splash screen to display when the client opens the game. Open a terminal to run the setup command. Type the command easy anti-cheat EOS setup to get help and the settings it accepts. To install the easy anti-cheat software, you need to run the command install followed by the product ID. It is recommended to first execute the reset factory command to remove the software if it is already installed. Install the software now. You can now execute the Start Protected Game command to launch the game with anti-cheat enabled. You should see a dialog asking for permission to install the anti-cheat module. Click OK. That's it. The game has started with anti-cheat enabled. Click on Login and verify that the client can connect to a secure lobby session. And there you go. The client was able to connect and create and join a secure lobby session. With the game instance open, we need to verify that everything is working correctly on the anti-cheat software side. As stated in the documentation, we need to check its log. The log files are located in c/users/appdata/roaming/easy anti-cheat. As stated in the documentation, we need to verify that the log file shows the expected timestamp and indicates the correct URL for the module to be activated. As you can see, we have the correct URL in the logs, as well as the correct timestamp for the game. Scroll down to verify that everything went smoothly on the anti-cheat side. We have verified and tested the module, so we can now delete the configuration file and activate the module in the dev portal. For me, it is already active. I haven't done all the checks recommended by Epic during the anti-cheat integration. I encourage you to visit the documentation to perform all the checks mentioned in it. I am disabling the service because it was only needed for the demo. Finally, it's something to do right before going into production. I want to open my editor to replace the login with autologin, as well as uncheck is anti-cheat protected when creating the session. Similarly, these two steps should be done when moving to production. That's all for this video. See you in the next one.